Okay. Hi, everyone. So here's this. So my sister and I just started this really awesome eBay store. But here's the thing what most people don't know. This eBay store actually started when we were kids, at least to us. So we grew up in Jamaica with a family that really believed in selling clothes. So we did basically, my dad was a tailor. My mom made clothes, just learned it organically. And she always do that, always made clothes. It was something that she did. So first they ran a really awesome store. So there was this two sides to the store. One side was basically clothing store, and the other side was my mom was basically making things, but she was also at a grocery and she was selling it, and she was pretty successful with that. But circumstances forced us to move, and when we moved to a different location, my parents continued that journey, but it was different. They were now making clothes and selling it out of their cars. That's what they did. That's what we grew up sewing. And then years later, my parents bought a place and they moved to a local town in St. Catherine called Portmore. And in that, during that cases, my parents built out a portion of the house at the front where they ran their clothing business from. And I can tell you, growing up as a child, I really enjoy that. My sister is much better at this, making the clothes, than I am. But I became the salesperson for my mom from when I was a kid. I remember my mom used to go to the countryside. For most Americans, that's the rural side of the country. And we would sell clothes. Well, I was that kid, the salesperson. So I would take the clothes my mom made and basically go to these wholesale place or retail place, in some cases, retailers, and sell it to them. And it was really fascinating for me, right? Because that year I was getting money, bringing it back to my mom. And in some cases, I got paid, right? Well, actually, in most cases, I got paid. So I had this really cool thing where I had money in my pocket all the time, even when I started high school. And it was very fascinating growing up to understand that. But what most people don't know, as we got older, basically, I moved away from the clothing thing. My sister always maintained that as part of her thing. Even when she was working, that was her side hustle because she was good at it. She even taught my niece, her daughter, how to continue doing those sewing things. And so I was always intrigued by that. Not because, well, actually I could sew, but I always bought clothes and just sell them back just because, right? But over time, given work and stuff, I just couldn't maintain it. But I just liked it. It was part of our family legacy, and I always do that. But the thing that I learned from those formative years growing up, when we decided to launch an eBay store. So, which was pretty recent, about 3 months ago, we decided to launch an eBay store, clothing store, because we're like, oh, this is pretty fascinating. So my sister was going to take on the concept of basically making the clothes that she wants. She loved to do that. She has a YouTube channel that she likes to do that. So actually, I will link the YouTube channel in the bottom so you guys can check it out. Basically, she loves to do that. Well, personally, like I said, just didn't pick up the that skill of learning how to make clothes. So I do the buying of the clothes. I go out and buy different clothes from different places, depending on where it is. It could be a flea market. It could be, and I was intrigued with it. Right, it was just like something. Oh wow, this is really cool. So it could be a, a Goodwill, wherever, and I'm fascinated by that and learning from that. But the thing that I found out basically when we went through this exercise was we didn't really think about what it was going to look like in terms of what's going on eBay. What we went back to were the things we learned in those formative years, such as quality. Our parents spent a painstaking amount of time to making sure that the things they were building were high quality for the people that they were going to supply them to. Also, we understood the customers because we were there. These were online stores. We were in person, understanding, getting feedback in real time from customers, what they want, what they like. And it was really eye-opening to us when we started our the eBay store, how we thought about quality. We were thinking about the customers, what would the customer want, what we wanted to sell, what we didn't want to sell. So it was really informative to us that did make this make sense. We so this whole digital version of what we were doing, basically, that's how we thought about it. This is a digital version of what our parents did, what they built, what I liked it. So a lot of the lessons that we learned was just quality matters. It was really important to us that quality matters, whether we were buying it or we were making it. Basically, we wanted to know the customers. So even though it's a little bit challenging on on eBay to really understand the customers, we said these are the people we are building the things for. So we identify who are customers and just like understand, okay, we're gonna buy things and build things for this segment of the population. So we define what our target audience look like. And we also wanted to be consistent. We knew that, well, obviously we all have learned that consistency beat just having things. So we want to post every day something on eBay, as well as just making sure that we're tweaking and learning as real-time feedback, the pricing, the shipping, all those things that we're doing to maintain a high quality. So again, I just want to leave you guys with this point. A lot of people are thinking about how to start a side hustle. What are some of the things that they can do? I grew up in this world. I was a former business banker years ago, worked with a lot of small businesses, lifestyle businesses, basically. And just those takeaways, we were able to really launch this eBay store with that quality perspective in mind, but also focusing on understanding the customers basically as best as we can in an online world, but really doubling down on that, but also being consistent. I saw my parents every day religiously, never missed a weekend. So they built the clothes during the week on Saturdays. They went to the countryside and they sell it again. They sell it to wholesalers and retailers. But there was never one single Saturday, no matter what, rain or shine, my mom was there, no matter what. When I got to high school, I didn't go as often as I would have liked, but she never missed a day. And that was her discipline. She was pretty disciplined around that. She was consistent and it was discipline. And something that I noticed also growing up, it gave us a really good lifestyle. We weren't rich, but we weren't poor. It gave us a good middle class lifestyle from those living. And I thought about a lot of that as I got older, like that simple thing that she was doing, quality, understanding the customers, and the consistency gave her a tremendous advantage over other people, but also gave us the income to provide a really, really good lifestyle for us, my sister and I, basically. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any comment about it, if there is a side hustle that you're thinking about starting that was built off of your appearance, please put in the comment. I'd love to hear about it and look forward to hearing from you guys next time. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Bye.